All right, tonight we're going to do something a little different. We're not breaking down a scientific study or a historical event. Instead, we're diving into a single, incredibly chilling first-person account. This story is just a perfect example of doppelgänger horror, that fear of seeing yourself but twisted into something wrong. We're going to walk through this person's graveyard shift moment by moment to really get at what makes it so unbelievably creepy. So, the story kicks off right here with this super simple, almost boring opening line. You can picture it, right? It's late, it's quiet, and our narrator is all by themselves. And it's that totally normal, mundane setup that makes what's coming next so much more terrifying.
Yeah, the original account really drives home just how isolated this person is. The graveyard shift isn't just about being up late. It's about being this tiny little bubble of light in a sea of total darkness, the only one holding the line while the rest of the world sleeps.
And here it is, the exact timestamp for when everything starts to go wrong. 3:15 in the morning. I mean, that's not just late, that's the deep, dead part of the night where everything feels absolutely still. This is our starting point, the last moment of normal.
So, let's be crystal clear about the situation here. Our narrator is completely alone. The diner's doors are locked to the public. It's just them doing their closing duties in this big, empty, quiet building. This is so important. There is absolutely no one else there.
Okay, and right here is where this totally ordinary night just takes a nosedive into the bizarre. A single sound shatters that perfect silence and kicks off this whole mystery. A phone call that, by all logic, should never have happened.
Just put yourself in their shoes for a second. You're all alone, you've been cleaning for hours in total silence, and then a phone rings. It's this weird, jarring sound echoing through the empty diner. Your first thought isn't even, who's calling? It's, what on earth is that sound? And this is where the first little detail throws you off, right? The narrator knows their diner. They know the sounds, and they know instantly that this is not the main phone up at the cash register. It's coming from somewhere else, somewhere it shouldn't be. And then it gets truly, truly impossible. The ringing is coming from an old rotary phone, you know, the ancient kind, inside the back office. An office that is locked, an office for which they have the only key. See? It just doesn't add up.
So they unlock the door, they walk in, pick up this dusty old phone, and this is what they hear. It's not a dial tone, it's not a wrong number, it's a voice filled with raw, absolute terror. Someone is screaming for their life from inside the very room they're supposedly trapped in.
And then, the knockout punch. The thing that makes this whole story so skin-crawlingly awful. The voice on the phone, the one screaming in panic, it's their own voice. It sounds exactly like them, but it's live, and it's terrified, and it's happening right now. They drop the phone, and the line just goes dead. So things just ramp up immediately from here. We've gone from a creepy, impossible phone call to something physical now being in the diner with them. The threat is no longer just a voice, it's a presence. Right after that phone call cuts out, there's a new sound. Heavy, slow footsteps. And they're coming from the walk-in freezer at the back of the kitchen, a place that should be empty and locked. Remember, they were supposed to be alone. Supposed to be. Let's just break this down because it's completely nuts. Our narrator is standing right here, alone in the kitchen. But there is also someone or something that sounds exactly like them, now on the other side of that heavy, locked freezer door.
And then the voice speaks again, but this time from behind the freezer door. And it's not screaming anymore. It's calm, it's casual, it's using their own laid-back tone, like it's no big deal. That switch from pure terror to casual manipulation, that is so much creepier. I mean, at this point, what do? There's no rational explanation, no way to reason with this. The only instinct left is to get out. The next few moments are just a blur of pure terror as they realize they have to escape now.
And it all happens so fast. The handle on this heavy freezer door starts to turn. They hear the lock click open from the inside. Now get this, the original story makes it super clear that freezer can only be unlatched from the outside. So that click, impossible. And then a slow scratching sound starts, and they are gone.
You can just picture it, right? Fumbling with the keys at the front door, heart pounding, sprinting to the car, slamming the doors, locking them. But as they're peeling out of the parking lot, they look back. And they see it.
A silhouette standing in that back office window where the call started, and it's wearing their jacket. Not just a similar one, their jacket, right down to a specific tear on the sleeve they knew was there.
You know, this story doesn't just end when they drive away. This isn't the kind of thing you just shake off the next morning. An experience like this leaves a permanent mark, a kind of psychological echo that just never fades.
So what happens next is exactly what you'd expect. They drive a good 10 miles down the road, pull into a gas station, and call their manager to quit, right then and there. And of course, the manager probably thought they were crazy or pulling some kind of prank. How could you even begin to explain it?
But this is the part that really gets under your skin. The horror didn't stay back at the diner. It followed them. They say that sometimes, late at night, usually right around that same time, 3 a.m., their phone will ring. It's always an unknown number. They never, ever answer. They're terrified of who or what they might hear on the other end.
And that's what makes this account so effective, isn't it? It takes something we all experience, a call from an unknown number, and it just injects it with this deeply personal, impossible horror. It taps right into that primal fear of a doppelganger, the idea that another you is out there somewhere, and it leaves us all with this lingering, uneasy question. The next time your phone rings and you don't recognize the number, what kind of echo might be waiting for you on the line?